Hello and welcome back to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you all the latest news, views and opinions on all things Albion. We are back again today with another match preview for it. It's West Bromwich Albion versus Huddersfield, kicking off at 3 o'clock on Saturday at the John Smith's Stadium. Another big game for Albion, another chance to kind of progress and build on the last win in the league as well, the first win in the league too. And yeah, I think it's a nice place. I'm going to say, with a little bit of sort of touch wood on that it's a sort of good place to go at the moment with Huddersfield. So we'll be chatting through in this video. We'll be talking about Huddersfield, giving you a bit of an opposition report. We'll have predicted 11s for both sides. We'll also be getting in a score prediction at the end. And of course, you'll always be hearing my general views on Albion at the moment. And I'd love to hear yours. I'd love to hear your predicted 11s down in the comment section, your predicted score lines, just your thoughts ahead of the game. Of course, we haven't caught up since the Derby Cup game. We'll be talking about that here. So if you want to drop your thoughts on that down below, that would be great as well. But yeah, let's make sure we subscribe as well. That would be fantastic, to the channel for more match previews. Of course, there's one for every single Albion League game. Make sure you do that. And yeah, let's get straight into this match preview. It's West Brom versus Huddersfield.
You're watching the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. For match previews, match day vlogs, match reactions and more, make sure to subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel.
So let's crack on. Let's talk West Brom versus Huddersfield, starting with, of course, the opposition, the home side for the afternoon. Yeah, Huddersfield not had the best start to the season, 22nd in the league, but they haven't played since the 16th of August. Today, that's 10 days ago they haven't played. So yeah, of course, they played Norwich City in that game, but they were due to play Coventry last weekend, but that was postponed. I'm sure a lot of Albion fans, being a Midlands team, will have seen other Midlands fans talking about Coventry City and their pitch problems, and of course having the Commonwealth Games rugby on it as well hasn't helped the pitch. I mean, I've seen some pictures and it's like a mud bath, and I've seen a lot of fans failing to get refunds and whatnot for travel and stuff like that, so that's a shame to see. But yeah, obviously Coventry not in a fit state to play their home games at the moment, and Huddersfield were the unlucky side last weekend who it just happened to fall on, and yeah, the pitch is still unplayable. So yeah, we'll see about how that works out. But obviously Huddersfield, because of that, haven't played for 10 days. But yeah, postponed against Coventry. 3 losses and a win to start the season. A 1-0 loss to Burnley opened their campaign. That was the first game of the Championship season. A 2-1 loss to Birmingham, a 3-1 win against Stoke, and a 2-1 loss to Norwich have started off the season. So yeah, they've started really mixed. Huddersfield, I think it's going to be a difficult season for them if I have to be playing with them. They've lost quite a few key players. I look at players such as Lewis O'Brien, Harry Toffolo, both gone to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, it's going to be a really difficult season, I think, for Huddersfield. I think they will be down that bottom end of the Championship, of course, now managed by Danny Schofield, coached during Carlos Corberan's reign. They'll struggle, I think, without him in charge, of course, the Spaniard. I just thought he was, he obviously got them to that playoff final last season against where they lost to Nottingham Forest, and then Nottingham Forest have taken those 2 players off them. And just to add a bit of insult to injury, the owners of Nottingham Forest I can't remember which team Corberan's gone to, but they own the team that Corberan's gone to. So yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's mad how football works. But yeah, he's been a coach, Danny Schofield, during the Corberan era. I just think they're going to really miss him. He's tactical now, so I thought he got things spot on, especially in that first game that we played against them last season, where we lost 2-1 away from home. I think it was, a 1-0 away from home. I can't quite remember. I just thought he coaches that sort of low block so well. I mean, it's not the prettiest to watch, but I think he has to play that in order to get the best out of what he's got in front of him. But they play that low block so well under him, and yeah, I just can't see them being as organised, and we've seen that already this season, where they've ended up shipping a few goals, which I don't think you'd have seen last season with that sort of watertight defence that they've got. Yeah, so I think they'll struggle, but Danny Schofield, he's worked under Corberan, he's watched him, he's watched everything that he's done, so let's see how he can kind of translate that into his own managerial style in what is his first managerial job. Yeah, top scorer at the moment for Huddersfield is Danny Ward with 2 goals. Top assist is Sorba Thomas with 2 goals. No surprise with either of those, with those pretty much leading the way for Huddersfield last season as well, especially Sorba Thomas, who was a really, really big part of getting him into that playoff campaign. And yeah, I mean, Danny Ward scored twice at the Hawthorns, with Sam Johnston making that big mistake, really. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been a difficult ride really for Huddersfield so far this season, but I'm sure they'll be looking to get back on track, possibly with a win at the weekend. But here's their predicted 11. Lee Nichols in goal, Nakayama, Will Boyle, formerly of Cheltenham Town, at centre-back, with Ollie Turton as well at centre-back, with a four in midfield, really, of Kane, Kesler, Hayden on loan from Aston Villa at right wing back, Radoni and Hogg in centre midfield, and then of course Ruffles at left wing back. A front three of Sorba Thomas, Danny Ward and Duane Holmes. That's pretty much the same as last season, but yeah, that engine room, the midfield, they've lost a couple of leaders at the back as well, so yeah, it's going to be a difficult season, I think, for Huddersfield. I think they're going to have to sort of change things about, try and replicate as best they can what they did under Kobaran. Because yeah, it's not definitely not going to be easy at all. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how they work it out, and I mean, they may see them get a result against us, because we never seem to do too well against Huddersfield. I remember a big win over them during Bilic's promotion season, but I don't remember much else coming in the way of wins against Huddersfield Town. So I'm not too optimistic. I'm a little bit cautious, but of course, we'll see how things go. And yeah, hopefully we can get a win against Huddersfield. But let's talk about West Brom. Of course, that's what we're all here for. 14th, in the EFL Championship. Oh, underselling it a tad there. Won 5-2 last time in the league against Hull City. Of course, if you want to hear my thoughts on that in a match reaction or match preview, make sure you go and check those out. Those videos are out now, so make sure you go and have a watch of those. Of course, they'll be on the channel as well. 1-5-2 against Hull City. We'll chat a little bit about that. That was a great result, really. Of course, a bit disappointing, as I said, in those videos to concede late on, really. I think, that's the real bugbear for me. Can we keep our concentration? Can we concede when Yakushlu's on the pitch? I mean, we still haven't conceded whilst Okay Yakushlu, new signing, has been on the pitch, and that counted for Hull City. As soon as he went off, we basically conceded, which was baffling. But yeah, we had a Carabao Cup defeat to Derby County last time out. A disappointing defeat with a sort of slightly mixed 11 from Albion, a bit of youth, bit of experience in there. Mainly sort of trying out those squad depth options. Of course, Reyes Cleary played up front again. It's the second time we've got to see him this season, his second start in the Carabao Cup, the first being against Sheffield United. Didn't have really any chances to score, but I thought he was actually quite good, if I have to be honest, against Derby. I thought that he worked really hard. I thought he ran the channels really well, dribbled past people, did what was asked for him. I think really was what I'd go for. I think that if there's no striker in sight coming to the Hawthorns, I think that's a big talking point at the moment. Of course, we've lost out on so many options. I'd perhaps like to see Reyes Cleary being given more of a go. I'd like to see him perhaps on the bench. I think he'd be more use on the bench than some of the other people, some of the other players that are on there at the moment. Yeah, I just think he showed some good glimpses of what he could possibly offer. I think he needs a bit more experience. He needs a bit of guidance, but personally, I thought that some of his touches on the ball were quite good. I think it was a cross in for Phillips where he sort of jinked and cut back inside and sort of fizzed it towards Phillips, and Phillips shot straight at the goalkeeper with a header. But yeah, I thought Reyes Cleary showed some really good, as I say, glimpses of that potential that we've possibly seen. So I think if no striker signs, I think he does need to play. But I think it was a really difficult night really against Derby. I think we failed to kind of gel. I guess that's kind of how it works when you've got group of people who haven't played together. Of course, a long-range strike from Louis Sibley scored the goal. But yeah, disappointing to lose that. Of course, you want to proceed in the Carabao Cup if you can. You want to get a cup run going. League One opposition, you'd hope that you'd be able to get the win. But, I'm a little worried about that squad depth. The players on the pitch there. Do I really have confidence when the schedule gets tough to come in and start to sort of cover for players? I'm not quite sure I do, and yeah, that's where things really start to worry me. But yeah, hopefully things will be fine. I'm sure they will. I'm sure we'll work out a way, and hopefully we can bring in a couple of loans before the end of the window to sort of help counteract that and help move on. But yeah, predicted 11, here it comes on this side of the screen. Let's talk about what we think Albion are going to line up with this Saturday. I think we're going to go unchanged from Hull, to be honest. I don't see any reason to change it. David Button in goal. A back four of Connor Townsend, Dara O'Shea, Shemi Ajayi and Darnell Furlong. I was hoping that Darnell Furlong would be switched out for Telegaard and Hickman against Hull City, but Furlong once again blowing quite hot and cold with his performances in that week. A pretty poor one against Cardiff, but a very good one against Hull. Got his goal. And yeah, they played very well, the back four, until those latter stages. And I think a lack of protection in front of them really ended up with them not really getting the result they wanted later on with the clean sheet. Yukuzlu, of course, still yet to concede with him on the pitch, and Jason Malumbi in midfield. John Swift just ahead, Jed Wallace on the right, and Dean Garner, who's been in outstanding form recently, on the left. And then up front, Karlan Grant, of course, he's the only real option at the moment. I think we're probably getting to the point where Kenneth Sahor's probably going to have to come out and churn in a performance, I think, if I'm honest, if he ever gets fit. So, I can see it happening. But, yeah, I think that's the predicted 11 we're going to go for. Obviously, let me know yours down in the comment section below. Let's start and give us a little prediction before we head off. I'm going to go with 2-0 Albion. I think Huddersfield look a poor side at the moment, and I think that with the attacking quality that we showed in the last game, the finishing quality, surprisingly, that we showed in the last game, could shine through. But that's all we've got time for in this match preview. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you along for the ride once again. Make sure you comment your thoughts down below, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.